Welcome, and today I'll be showing you how to crochet two different sizes of this really fun, very versatile, easy to make slouchy hat. We'll do an adult and a youth size. As you can see, they're really stretchy and can just about fit anyone. The adult width is going to be about 9 inches, but it's very stretchy, but it's also very adjustable as well. And here's for the youth size. You can make it as long as you would like. I was using 100% acrylic yarn. This one is from Loops and Threads, and it's called Impeccable. I actually found it didn't really make it slouchy enough, so I preferred using the Bernat Premium. It was a much softer yarn, and I think it works much better for this project. One ball of yarn should make the hat. This is what I had left over for the Loops and Threads brand. And for the longer one, I just about used the entire ball. We will use a 5mm crochet hook, so let's get started. We are going to start with the youth size. Let's start with a magic circle. There are many ways to make a magic circle. You might want to find one that works best for you, but this is how I do mine. Once you have made your circle, chain 3. This chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. We can now put 9 double crochet inside the ring. The first few sometimes are a little tricky to get, but if you just hold on to the bottom part of it, you can get them in there. And then just pull your end slightly just to keep it so you can still put them in the ring. So this one here is number 7, and then 8, and one more. And that will give us the 9 double crochet, and 9. Just pull your end snug, and we're going to do a slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 3. So in the top there, the first one is kind of hidden, so 1, 2, 3. So right there in the top of that chain 3, we will do a slip stitch. So round 1 is going to be 10 stitches. For round 2, we will start with a chain 3 again, and this will count as your first double crochet. We're then going to do a front post double crochet, and we're going to put it around the chain 3 from the round below. So going around there and doing a front post double crochet. We're then going to double crochet in the next stitch. So in that very first stitch, we're going to double crochet, and around that same stitch, we're going to put a front post double crochet. So that same one, front post. And then we're going to repeat this. So for each stitch, we're going to put a double crochet in it, and then a front post double crochet around. So really we're just doubling this row. So our 10 will turn into 20 stitches. So that was number 8. Working in, this is stitch 9, and then the front post, stitch 10, and just continue. So this one here is 18, and then we should have one more stitch left. So into it is 19, and then front post around is 20. And then we will slip stitch to join in the top of that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll do the slip stitch. So round 2 will equal 20 stitches. You can just pull it snug. We'll weave that in at the end. For our next round, let's start with a chain 3, and this will count as your first double crochet. We will then double crochet into the first stitch. So let's put a double crochet right in there. And then we're going to front post double crochet around the front post from the round below. So now we will put a double crochet in the next stitch, and then one more double crochet, so into that stitch, and then we will do a front post around the same stitch right there. So our 2 stitches from the round below are now 3. So we're just going to repeat this. So we're going to do a double crochet, and then we're going to do the front post double crochet. So here's 1, and then another double crochet, and front post around the same stitch. And again, double crochet, and front post. I will fast forward in some of the parts. Just pause if you need to catch up. And once you have reached the end, we're going to do a slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 3. So round 3 will equal 30 stitches. Again, we're going to start with a chain 3. This time we're going to take our 30 stitches and we're going to turn it into 60 stitches all the way around. So we're going to first front post double crochet around the chain 3 from the round below, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, and then we will front post double crochet around the same stitch. So we're going to continue this the entire way around. So each stitch we're going to double crochet in, and then front post around. And do not miss any of the stitches. Okay, so again, front post into the stitch, double crochet into the stitch and front post around the same stitch. Now I just have a couple stitches left here. So we're going to go into the stitch and then around the stitch. And then we still have one more to do where we started. Okay, so we will still go into that stitch and then the front post around the stitch. And then we can slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'll do a slip stitch here, and round 4 should equal 60 stitches. We're going to start our next round with a chain 2. This chain 2 is actually going to be considered a back post double crochet. It's just where we start. Okay, so we're going to start this round with a front post double crochet around the front. And then the next stitch, we're going to do a back post double crochet. So going behind the stitch, we're going to put the double crochet behind. And that's where we're going to just repeat. So we'll do the front post, and then we will do the back post. So there's our back post. And just continue that all the way around until you have the 60 stitches, and I'll meet you at the other end. Once you have reached all the way around, here is our last front post double crochet. So we're at the beginning, so that chain 2 will be considered the back post. So we're going to slip stitch to join in the top of the first front post double crochet. This will make that chain 2 kind of go in behind. So our round 5 will equal 60 stitches. So for all the next rounds, we will start with the chain 2, and then we're going to do the front post double crochet and then the back post double crochet, and we're going to repeat this until you have your desired length of your hat. Remember, each round will finish with the front post double crochet to join. I measured mine to be about 8 or 9 inches or 20 to 23 centimeters. So now we can make the brim. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to put a single crochet in each stitch. So it'll be 60 stitches in total. Once you're back at the beginning, we can slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. And then we can chain one. So here you can see that it's quite stretchy. So we're going to do a decrease row just to make it a little more snug on the head. So we're going to do our pattern. We're going to do 4 single crochet, 1 in each of the next 4 stitches. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to decrease. So we're going to put 2 single crochet together. So insert into the first and insert into the second, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. That's our 2 single crochet together. So let's just repeat this. So we're going to do 4 single crochet, and then we're going to do a 2 single crochet together. So this here's number 4, and let's do 2 together. So insert 1, insert 2, yarn over and together. Repeat until you've come all the way around. Here's my last 2 single crochet together, and then I will slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet. This decrease should give you about 50 stitches. We will then chain 1 and put 1 single crochet in each stitch, and we're going to repeat this for 2 more rows. So 50 stitches in each of the next 2 rows. So for this youth hat, I made 4 rows total at the bottom. So do not join, but cut your yarn and pull through. We are going to close with an invisible stitch. So with your darning needle, we are going to insert the hook into the top of the first single crochet from the front to the back. And then we're going to put it into the last stitch that we did into the back. So just there, into the back, and just slowly pull. And if you look, it's created another V or an extra V for an invisible close. We can now weave in our end. So I like to weave the end in the way the hat is not stretching. So you want to weave it up and down because the hat will stretch the other way and we don't want our end to come loose. So we'll just weave that in. When I weave my ends, I like to do it at least 2 or 3 times, just in and out. It can be messy, it doesn't matter. And then once you have it secure, you can cut the end. Now you can see the shape of the hat, how it goes in, so the band is a little bit more snug. So we can now weave our other end. So just put it inside out and just close off that beginning circle. If you would like to attach a pom-pom, do not cut the end. Let's do the adult size. So we're going to start with the magic circle. Let's chain 3. This chain 3 will count as our first double crochet. We will then put 11 double crochet into the circle. If you would like to make this hat even wider, you can just do 2 more double crochet in the circle to start and just follow along with the pattern and it'll work out to make a wider version. We will then slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 3. So just find the top of that chain 3 and we will do a slip stitch. So round 1 will equal 12 stitches. Let's start with the chain 3 for round 2. We're then going to put a front post double crochet around that first chain 3 from the round below. So in there, we'll do a front post double crochet. We're then going to double crochet in the next stitch and then front post double crochet around the same stitch. So we're going to repeat this pattern. We're going to double crochet into the stitch and then front post around the same. So we're really just doubling this row, so you should end up with 24 stitches. So in the stitch and front post around the same stitch. So then we will slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 3 from the round below. So round 2 will equal 24 stitches. We're going to start again with a chain 3. We will then put our first double crochet into that front post from the round below. So right in there, we're going to do a double crochet. And then we're going to do a front post around that same front post stitch. So this pattern is going to be double crochet and then double crochet in the next, and then front post around the same stitch. So our two stitches will become 3. So in the first, double crochet around that second, into the second, and then the front post around the front post from the round below. We'll see you at the end. So this will be our last front post, double crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch to join in the top of that chain 3. So round 3 is going to equal 36 stitches. Again, we're going to start with the chain 3. We will now do a front post around the chain 3 from the round below. And then we'll double crochet into the next stitch and then go around that same stitch. So for each stitch, we're going to double crochet in, so double crochet in the stitch and double crochet around the stitch with the front post. So really we're going to be doubling this row. So as you can see, my next 3 stitches here will turn into 6 because we'll go in and around, in, around, in, and around. Okay, so double crochet and front post. Again, double crochet and front post double crochet. And then double crochet and front post double crochet. We'll see you at the end of this round. And now we're just finishing. Here is our last stitch going in and front post around. We can then slip stitch to join in the top of that chain 3. So this round, round 4, will equal 72 stitches. For our next round, we're going to start with a chain 2. This chain 2 is actually going to be considered like a back post double crochet. It will be our starting stitch. And then our pattern all the way along will be a front post double crochet around the front one from round below, and then a back post double crochet. And we're just going to repeat this. So front post, and then back post. Again, front post double crochet and back post double crochet. So each round will have 72 stitches. We'll see you at the end. So I've reached my last front post double crochet, and we're going to stop each round with the front post. We will then slip stitch to join in the top of that front post from where we started. So just put right in there, and we're going to slip stitch to join. So you can see now how that initial chain 2 is considered a back post, kind of tucked in there. So again, we're going to start with the front post and then the back post. So let's just repeat this row 5 until you have your desired length. So I measure about 9 or 10 inches, or for longer, 10 to 11 inches. It depends on how slouchy you would like your hat. So for our next round, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So starting in the first stitch, we will do single crochet. So we will have 72 stitches all the way around. Once you have reached around to the beginning, we will do a slip stitch to join in the top of the first single crochet from the round below. You will see now that the hat can be quite stretchy, so we're going to do a decrease to make the band so it fits nicer around your head. So for this next row, let's do a decrease. So we're going to start with our chain 1. So we'll put 5 single crochet, 1 in each of the next 5 stitches, and then we're going to decrease. So this is 3, 4, and 5. So now we'll put 2 single crochet together. So we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch, pull up the yarn, insert into the next one, pull up the yarn. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. That's a single crochet 2 together, or a single crochet decrease. So now we're going to continue this pattern all the way along. You should end up with about 62 stitches. Once you have reached the end, again we're going to slip stitch to join in the top of that single crochet from the round below. So we're going to repeat this now, putting 1 single crochet in each stitch, and we're going to repeat it for 3 more rows. So about 62 stitches in each row. Once you have reached the end, do not join. We can just cut the yarn and pull through. We are going to close with an invisible stitch. So with your darning needle, we're going to insert our hook in the very first or the top of the first single crochet from the round below. So insert from front to back, and then we're going to go into the back portion of the single crochet of the one that we just ended on. So this has created an extra stitch or a V. We can then weave in our end. Be sure to weave in the end up and down. Because of the hat, the way it stretches, we don't want our end to come loose. So I usually go in and out about 3 times. And we can now take our beginning yarn, so just put the hat inside out, and we can weave in that. If you would like to attach a pom-pom, do not cut the yarn. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please subscribe and hit that bell for more videos coming your way. Thanks, and have a great day.